Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. In 1888, a German scientist was studying vegetable cholesterol. He melted down some carrots into a liquid. But when it cooled back down to room temperature, it didn't become a solid. It turned into a kind of goopy gel. And as it cooled, it changed colors. It turned violet and blue and then a kind of off-white. So he sent a letter describing what happened and a sample of his substance to another scientist, a fellow by the name of Otto Lehmann. This guy had built a polarizing microscope. A microscope that aligns light waves. And when he looked at the sample through his microscope, what he saw was that the substance refracted light not like a liquid, but like a crystal. This was the discovery of liquid crystals, a non-Newtonian substance that doesn't conform to the laws of basic physics, because it acts both like a liquid and a crystal. Now, over the years, other forms of liquid crystals were created, all having the ability to bend light in two directions. They learned that if they put these fluids on a slide and rotated it, that the light actually spiraled. Needless to say, the scientists who studied this stuff were really excited. But it took 80 years to find a commercial use for it. This was in 1968 when the first liquid crystal display, or LCD clock, was created. And pretty soon there was a fairly brisk market for LCD clocks and watches. But the American and Japanese companies that were experimenting with LCDs didn't see their potential use for television. They were manufacturing televisions with vacuum tubes and transistors. So they weren't that interested in developing a product that would change the direction of television. But the Koreans, they didn't own any of those patents, so they got real interested in LCDs, and they developed the first LCD television screens. And that's why we have flat screens TVs with incredibly sharp pictures, and LCD computer screens with incredibly sharp images today that don't shimmer and drive you crazy. And that's why we have smartphones with these incredible screens on them. And the way these work is that the liquid crystals are placed between sheets of plastic, and they're lit from the back, and electronic signals tell them what shape to take, and you get your incredibly sharp picture. So here we are, we're 120 years after the discovery of liquid crystals, and it actually took almost 100 years to develop the technology to use the substance that has changed all our lives. I wonder what would have happened if scientists had been unable to continue to research this miraculous substance because they couldn't immediately figure out how to make a buck off it. Thanks for listening.